When Tina successfully persuaded her parents to adopt an injured and abandoned hunting dog, none of them could have foreseen that one day this dog would repay their kindness. "I read that dogs are very good at sniffing out mushrooms," Tina eagerly informed her mom and dad, her 10-year-old eyes filled with hope. Her dad let out a sigh, while her mom chuckled softly. Tina had been on a mission to convince them to get a dog for over a year, and they had grown accustomed to her persuasive efforts. "You're thinking of truffles," Tina's mom pointed out. "We're actually looking for chicken of the woods." Tina rolled her eyes playfully and skipped ahead along the narrow path winding through the woods. "I'm pretty sure we could train a dog to find all sorts of mushrooms." "Sweetie, we know you'd love to have a dog, but taking care of pets is a big responsibility," Tina's dad cautioned. Tina turned away from examining a fallen tree a few steps ahead, and her expression turned into a pout as she faced her dad. "But you guys always say how responsible I am with chores and schoolwork," Tina protested. "I can take care of a dog." "We know you're responsible, Tina," her mom reassured her. "But there are also vet bills to consider." "It's just not fair," Tina grumbled. Her parents exchanged a meaningful look. They cherished their daughter and had frequently discussed the idea of getting her a puppy. However, they consistently concluded that raising a puppy might be too distracting for Tina, and the expenses for veterinary care and dog food were a concern. Suddenly, a painful howl pierced through the trees. Tina and her parents immediately snapped to attention. They couldn't see anything, but something was clearly moving through the ferny undergrowth. The howl turned into a series of whines and barks. "That's a dog," Tina declared, heading in the direction of the cries. "Wait, Tina," her dad called out, reaching for her arm but missing. "It could be a coyote." "Even if it is, it's injured," Tina retorted as she ventured deeper into the forest. "We have to help." Tina's parents rushed after her, their fear pushing them forward. They knew that Tina cornering a wounded coyote, no matter how well-intentioned, could lead to trouble. Before long, Tina was out of their sight. When they finally caught up to her, she was crouched beside a magnificent roan-colored hunting dog who lay on his side, whining in pain. "He's caught in a trap," Tina exclaimed. Her dad hurried forward to examine the dog and, using his pocket knife, tried to carefully release the trap that had closed around the dog's paw. "This trap shouldn't be here," he muttered with frustration. Meanwhile, Tina checked the dog's collar for a name tag, but found none. "He doesn't have a collar," she reported. Tina's mom was now soothing the dog as well. Growing up in a family of hunters, she recognized that the dog was of a fine breed. She also knew that some unethical breeders and trainers abandoned dogs like him if they didn't meet their hunting standards. "It's not too bad, thankfully," Tina's dad said. "Miraculously, the trap didn't break any bones. He should heal up nicely." "We have to take him home with us," Tina asserted. "He needs medical attention, and we can't just leave him here alone." "She's right," Tina's mom agreed wholeheartedly. They brought the injured dog home, and Tina's dad tended to his wounds. Despite their initial intention to take him to a shelter, the dog quickly won over the family's hearts. Tina affectionately named him Rocky, and he became an integral part of their household. As years passed, Tina blossomed into a teenager, but Rocky remained her loyal companion and trusted confidant. One winter, the family decided to embark on a holiday in the mountains, and of course Rocky accompanied them. That particular winter proved to be exceptionally harsh. The biting cold winds stung their cheeks whenever they ventured outside, and each morning revealed a fresh layer of sparkling snow. Rocky reveled in leaping through the freshly fallen snow, and his playful antics brought laughter to the family's hearts. "This has been a wonderful holiday," Tina's dad remarked one morning. "I'd love to take a walk through the woods again," Tina suggested. "The weather is milder today, the sun is shining, and it should be a perfect day." Tina's parents readily agreed, and the family, along with Rocky, set off on a walk through the nearby woods. Rocky eagerly led the way, his nose busy sniffing and tracking through the snowy landscape. Suddenly, Rocky's barking and excited circling on a hillside caught their attention. "He's found something," Tina exclaimed as she moved ahead. "Perhaps he's caught the scent of some sleeping squirrels," her dad speculated. Tina entered a clearing where Rocky was barking just as a loud crack echoed from the peaks above. the mountains trembled, and a massive sheet of fresh snow broke loose. However, the warning came too late. The snow rushed down the slope, squeezing through the gaps between the trees. It swept through the clearing where Rocky and Tina had stood moments before, leaving no trace of the girl and her loyal dog. In a desperate attempt to protect themselves, Tina's dad pulled her mom behind a large tree as the avalanche engulfed them. Once the avalanche subsided, they frantically began to search for Tina. Fearful that shouting might trigger another avalanche, Tina's parents urgently dug into the snow. They broke branches from nearby trees and used them to probe the snow, but Tina was nowhere to be found. As panic set in, Rocky appeared at their feet. He tugged on Tina's dad's sleeve and barked persistently, but he was shooed away by her dad. "Stay quiet, Rocky." Tina's mom sobbed as she pushed the dog aside. Rocky whined, but Tina's parents were too consumed by their frantic search to pay him much attention. They didn't even notice when he bolted through the snow and began digging fervently in a spot some distance away. Woof! Rocky's bark reverberated through the mountain. "That dog might trigger another avalanche," Tina's dad exclaimed as he rushed over to hush the dog. But when he reached Rocky, he discovered a deep hole dug into the snow, with Tina's gloved hand and sleeve protruding from it. Tina's dad urgently called for his wife. Together, Tina's parents and Rocky dug Tina out of the snow. Once she was freed, they hurriedly retraced their steps along the trail and took her to the hospital. Fortunately, Tina's injuries were not severe, and on the day she was to be discharged, her parents obtained special permission to bring Rocky along to pick her up. Rocky leaped onto Tina's bed, immediately showering her with joyful licks. Tina laughed and embraced her furry hero. "It's rather remarkable," Tina's mom remarked. "All those years ago, we rescued Rocky from that trap, and now he has repaid the favor by rescuing you from the snow."